Hello, you beautiful people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. What's today? Wednesday. Hope your health and strength is good. Look, if you got an Xbox One and PS4 right now, be glad you got one. Because the shortage of the Xbox Series X and PS5 is going to continue. Okay? And most games will have to be cross-gen. Meaning that the games that are meant for the Xbox Series X, PS5 have to be playable on Xbox One, PS4. So if you got an Xbox One, PS4, be glad you got one. And my advice to you is this: if you got an Xbox One, PS4, get you a USB adapter, like with the 5-port USB adapter. Get you a can of air. Buy you some new hard drives. Get you some new controllers and just weather the storm, because this pandemic is wreaking havoc. Listen to this article that I just found, and this includes the U.S. Senate. They just passed a bill, right? And listen to this. Senate bill could make getting a PS5 and Xbox Series X easier. Says the United States Senate passed a bill to inject $52 billion into semiconductor production and research, a cause of PS5 shortage. Last time I seen $52 billion or $60 billion was on the Dark Knight. Anyway, man, but the pandemic left a crater, or a hole, or a huge gap, huge hole to fill. So this $52 billion is supposed to help speed up the production of the Xbox Series X, PS5, so people can get them. But listen to what this article says. Listen to this. Let's do this. It says here, this past holiday season, Microsoft and Sony launched their respective next-gen consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Since then, both consoles have been consistently sold out across the United States and elsewhere. It isn't just that the PS5 and Xbox Series X are in high demand, which they are, but due in part to the component shortage that prevents increased production. Now the United States Senate is moving forward with a funding bill that could improve the situation. It says the worldwide shortage of semiconductor production has led to capped manufacturing across many industries. A new bill has just been voted through the United States Senate that puts forward $52 billion in funding towards semiconductor production domestically. The funding would theoretically help improve ongoing shortage for gaming hardware, including the PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as PC hardware, including graphics card like NVIDIA 30 series GPU, graphics processing unit. Anyway, let me continue here. It says here, domestic semiconductor funding is included in a larger bill called the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act, a funding package intended to encourage U.S. competition in certain technology dominated by other regions, and China especially. Over $200 billion total is included in the U.S. ICA, which passed with bipartisan support in the U.S. Senate. The bill still needs to be passed in the U.S. House of Congress before being signed by President Joe Biden. It's unclear if any further alteration will be made to the bill as a part of the process. Then it says down here, the new round of funding for semiconductor production and research is in the U.S. come after President Biden includes 100-day review of ongoing shortage in early 2021. That means they're trying to play catch up. The review was published this past Tuesday, helping provide momentum to the US ICA as it moves forward in the Senate. A statement from the Biden administration following the review acknowledged that there was no quick, immediate fix, meaning that there's no quick, immediate fix to the shortage of the semiconductors. Okay? But made clear expanding domestic production capabilities in the correct answer. With what that means for gamers across the world hoping to see PS5 and Xbox Series X availability increase in short term is nothing but bad news. That means that the shortage is real, people. Okay. Anyway, even if the U.S. funding bill is approved rapidly, it's unlikely to result in increased production for some time. This is a long-term effort at best, and its impacts may be difficult to ascertain even years into the future. And it says here, the global semiconductor shortage is unlikely to lighten. It seems the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC graphics card shortage are likely to continue for the foreseeable future. The hope is that the semiconductor shortage will end gradually over time, and then after it ends, it will be much more unlikely to happen again. Well, the shortage will continue even if this bill passes. Okay, so if you got an Xbox One or a PS4, you're gonna have to weather the storm. But what that also means too is that the games for the Xbox Series X and PS5 they have to be cross-gen, because a majority of gamers are still using Xbox One, PS4. So it was a good move too on Phil Spencer's part when he came out and started talking about smart delivery. You know, with this bill right here, 52 billion, the damage that the pandemic cost, that 52 billion is not going to be able. It's gonna help, but it don't look like it's gonna like fix the problem right away, because the damage that the pandemic left behind is huge. It will be like dropping a nuke. It will be like dropping a nuke. Say like on the United States, and just leave say dropping a nuke like anywhere in the world, and just leave a big, and once the nuke hits the ground, it destroys everything in its path. That's how bad the pandemic is to the semiconductors, you know, being manufactured. And not only that, it's the pandemic slowed up the process of consoles being developed rapidly. And you know, once the pandemic hit, people had to change their style, change the way they do business, and change a lot of things. You know, everybody were affected. But this 52 billion, it's gonna help. But according to this article, this pandemic, it won't be a quick fix. So, but like I said before, if you got an Xbox One, PS4, you're gonna have to weather the storm. You know, if you got a PS5, Xbox Series X, that's cool. But at the same time, you're also affected too, because you know there's a hard drive shortage too. You know, there's a hard drive shortage too, and then there's not a lot of SSD solid state drives that are in like the say 2 terabyte. Say 2 or 4 terabyte, or even 6. So you're affected too. Even if you got the PS5 and Xbox Series X, you're still affected by this pandemic. You're not exempt. You know, so you're just gonna have to weather the storm, just like the people on the Xbox One and PS4. Anyway, 52 billion. It's gonna help. It's gonna help in some ways, but far as helping like a quick fix, nah. Yeah, this thing is gonna continue, man, and this thing is going to continue. So like I said, if you got like I said before, if you got an Xbox One, PS4, You're gonna have to weather the storm. You know, you're just gonna have to buy some new controllers. You know, get you a USB adapter so you can like USB adapter with the 5-port hubs, or 8 or 10 or whatever. Then stick it on the back of your Xbox One, PS4, and then get you some extra hard drives. Hard drives up into like 5, 8 terabyte, 10 terabyte, and then stick them on the back of your Xbox One, PS4, so you can save your games. But right now, PS5 and Xbox Series X are really hard to come by. You know, I mean, today I went on Amazon today just messing around, and I saw an Xbox Series S used for about $350. It was up in the Amazon warehouse. It's gone. I seen an Xbox One X that was for like $300, about $300 and some change. That's gone. There was the Cyberpunk edition of the Xbox One X. They were selling that for like $500. That's gone. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is just you know, soon as consoles become available, they're gone. And so like I said, if you got an Xbox One, PS4, weather the storm right now. Yep. And if you got one, be glad you did, because whew, this pandemic is no joke. And the biggest the biggest loser in this, I don't like calling anything losers, alright? But the biggest loser to me is is Nintendo, you know, to me. But I'm gonna explain that in another video. But anyway, this pandemic really did some damage to the game industry. It really did. It really did. You know, and right now it's about infrastructure and who got the infrastructure to weather the storm right now. You know, this pandemic is not taking any prisoners, and it's about who has the infrastructure to weather the storm. You know, because the best way to get games now is like digitally. You know, and these developers now are gonna have to change course. They're gonna have to make games cross-gen. You know, because this shortage is real. It is really real. It is really real, man. It's no joke. And like the article says, man, it don't look like it's gonna end anytime soon. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box with this article that I find from Gamers Rant. But nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.